I'm going to show you how to pot a cactus. And this particular cactus, the barrel cactus, is a very nice cactus. And so I'm going to use the Sill August pot because I like the circle shape with the other circle shape. The difference between cacti and other plants, and cacti and succulents and other plants, is that you may want to amend their soil with a little bit of sand or purchase special succulent or cacti soil mix. That's really the only difference that you need in terms of soil. But for our purposes here, you can get away with putting them in regular potting soil. You just have to be much more careful with the waterings. So they're not very picky at all. So I'll start off with the lava rocks, like I did before. Use some lava rocks. So this one has drainage. You don't have to add the lava rocks, but I added the lava rocks just to show everyone again. So I'll take my cactus and I'll kind of place it where I want it and estimate how much soil I will need to pack in there. And there's a special way that we handle cacti without getting pricked. I'm sure you're all wondering how I'm going to do it. And it does in fact involve these gloves, but not in the way that you would think. So I'm going to add some soil. Add a little tiny bit more to get it to the level that I want it to be at. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on my gloves. It's good to use, any gloves will do as long as they're sort of, at least a little rubbery and at least a little puncture resistant. Leather gloves will work, but simple gardening gloves will also do. So what we're going to do with the cactus is we're going to turn it on its side. We're going to push from the bottom. We're going to not touch it. We're just going to kind of jiggle it out, just like that. The cactus should be dry enough to where it just sort of slides right out. And so you'll see that its soil has already been amended with sand, and that's okay. So instead of picking up the cactus from its top end, we're going to pick up the cactus from the root end, which is the safe end and the non-prickly part. And we're going to position it. You might get jabbed a little bit once it starts to get tight. But with my gloves, I am safe. I would have gotten... See, when you're adjusting it, it gets really tight, so you run the risk of poking yourself, but with the gloves, you're okay. And then you take some soil, and then you just sort of go around the edges and you dump some soil in. That's okay if you get some all over the place, and it's okay if you get a little on the cactus. We'll brush him off later. Just sort of push it in, package that in as best we can. You can use a paintbrush to tidy up the top of the cactus, or you can just sort of blow on it and the stuff will just come right off. So you'll see where the old soil line was. It's right up here. So I'm going to add soil until I get to that old soil line. You can tidy this up to your own discretion. You don't have to be perfect with it. You just have to be potting it the right way. And so there you have it. So the goal is to have enough of a lip to where when you give it a little bit of water, the water won't run over the sides. And so there you have it. You have a nice cactus with a nice saucer. And there you go. For cacti and succulents, you don't even have to water them after you repot them. You can just leave them be for another week. Although a general rule is to water after repotting, cacti and succulents are okay enough to where you can go a week without watering. So for cacti and succulents, like I said, it's usually best to dry them out to the point where they're super dry and then repot them. They'll be okay. And after a week, it'll be okay to water them as well. So they're pretty easy in that regard. Just less is more. And they'll let you know when they need more when they start to shrivel up. So if you don't supplement the soil with sand, if you use regular potting soil for a cactus or a succulent, you have to restrict your waterings and the watering frequencies much more because the soil is not draining as well. Most potting soil tends to keep moisture there, whereas if it were amended with sand, the sand helps the water flow through. So that helps drainage and that helps it stay dry. And the whole goal is for this to stay dry as it can.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our latest videos.